Assalamu alaikum. First of all, it's a great privilege and honor to have this great versatile personality, Mr. Abid Rasool Khan Sahab. He's the former chairman for Minority Commission. So thank you very much, sir. Indeed, it's a pleasure because such a great personality we are going to have with you. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. Sir, since I'm here, we would like to ask you questions because it's all about education. It's all about job for all the minorities. Sir, can we start with these careers? Like, what about the minorities? Like, what they've got to?
Now, basically, in today's world, we have to compete.
True.
And for competing, we have to prepare ourselves, we have to study well as we have to have an overall development where you have command over the language, you have command over yourself, how you present, how you react to different challenges in the workplace. So for this, the Muslim community needs to either have some classes or follow some examples and then get themselves prepared. As far as job opportunities are concerned, there are huge opportunities. Our kids are getting good employment in call centers, software companies, and then different business ventures because they have a good personality, good English, and they are working hard. So these are the reasons they are getting good jobs. But they should also concentrate on getting themselves employed in government. There are now opportunities in Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, Group 4, IES, IPS. So these are the thrust areas where they should go, because if they are going to a software company or to a call center or something, then they are earning only for themselves. They are not helping the other guys in the community. But if they get employed in government or if they get qualified in civil services, they help thousands of other people, directly and indirectly.
So, sir, why do you think they are not, getting this job? Or is there any way out where you can, give suggestions?
Yeah, first of all, there is very little awareness.
Okay.
Secondly, the parents do not support long courses. They want their children to do a smaller course and start earning. That is the trend in a community.
Exactly.
And then this cannot also afford to support them financially also. So these are the things which are depriving them of competitive exams. And on the other hand, the government is coming up with different schemes, private organizations are coming up, but the awareness and the society, community support is lacking. So basically, people like you and people who are in the community development, they should hold classes, talk to them, encourage them, and support them financially. All the big people should come together and have some sort of organization where we can pick up good, brilliant students, the way Babu Khan Sahab is doing. It's an example for us because the students there are being picked up from rural areas, being groomed and being trained, and then they are going for competitive exams and all that, and they are doing exceedingly well. So
Brilliant. I completely agree, sir. As to support your statement, I completely understand what you're saying. It's true. But why they're not IES, IPS, IFS are not coming out from Hyderabad? Since the personality what you have, the knowledge what you have, definitely it's like an ocean. But I just want to ask you why the people are lacking? Why they're not being an IES from Hyderabad? Not why like that?
People, as far as I think, the goal for an IES and IPS is set up when you do your 10th.
Brilliant. Very true.
After that, you have to have that on mind. If you look at Bihar, if you look at Jharkhand, if you look at these areas, the students there, if you ask them what you want to become, they will say IES, IPS. And they continuously strive to do that. Whereas in our southern areas, most of them would say we want to become a doctor and engineer.
Very true.
So this trend has to change. Okay, doctor and engineer is also a fine vocation and they can become that, but the students who are interested for public service or government service, they should aim at least for IAS and IPS. If they are not successful, definitely they will get themselves into Group 1, which is as good as IAS and IPS. In 4 years, they become an IAS. So lot of, like last year and the year before, we had 30 students, 25 students being selected in Group 1. Oh. And now we can see, if you look at the list of collectors and district officers, you can see a lot of Muslims and Christians also figuring out, who are all serving. Like we have a number of collectors from the Muslim community and all. Still our percentage very, very low. So what I mean to say is that the students before they reach the 10th, we should go to schools and talk to them.
I understand.
We should go and talk to their parents, have this parent and students meetings in every good school and explain how they can go for IES, IPS, how they can go for military NDA, how they can go for police academy. And then that presence has to increase. Once that presence increases, then the confidence of the community also increases. Once you have the confidence, then by example, a lot of people would like to come there. We have to do a very big exercise, but unfortunately, we do not have an organization or we do not have a body where we can do all this. So everybody is doing on their individual. I am working on my individuality, he is working on his individuality, you are working alone. So we don't have a community, cohesiveness or knitting of the community together and working for one cause. That is missing.
Fantastic. I'm with you, sir. I
Yeah.
completely understand. I mean, the answer what you gave, I completely understand because what you're trying to tell, and in fact, it's a fact, is like when they are finishing their graduation, obviously, when their family needs something from them,
Yes.
then they are going hand to mouth work, jobs, and they're doing. But if they concentrate from 10th, 11th, 12th, then there will be an ocean difference. They will select what they want to become. So I think that's a very great
Basically,
solution.
government is also responsible for not helping us because if you look at the program, now the Muslim youth, after doing their 10th, are being weaned away from education. They are being offered skill training. And most of them are becoming plumbers, electricians, or carpenters. Or this. So if you look at Urban Clap app, or if you look at any other skill app, you find most of them are from the Muslim community who are now serving the requirements for plumber, electrician, barbers and all these things. So the government is spending huge amount on skill development, trying to say after 10th immediately you go away for skill training. So if the same amount is invested into universities, IES and IPS coaching centers, then these guys who pass 10th, they will go further up. But you are giving a lollipop and telling them to go away from the other
Education.
studies. So that itself is causing a great problem to us because now when you say, no, chalo bhai aap aa jao and you do this skill training and you start earning 30,000-40,000, that young mind
Exactly.
gets inclined. Instead of that you say, no, you come for intermediate, you are a brilliant student, you complete your graduation, your whole education is free. We will give your family 10,000 stipend per month. So there will be thousands of kids who will come there.
Exactly. I mean, I completely understand, sir. I mean, it's a great thing because the experience what you have, that I completely understand. So now, what steps we have to take? Now I understand. I mean, I strongly believe, like, maybe state government, central government, they've got some ways to help out. That is one side, sir. But right now, what we have to do, like as an individual or as a community, what are the steps if we take? It will be
First
helpful.
of all the working Muslim officers or the retired Muslim officers need to come together,
Okay.
sit down, have a brainstorming, and have an umbrella organization where they can encourage students to go. Now, just take the example of Mr. Mahesh Bhagwat, who is the Commissioner of Ratchakunda. He trains IES, IPS students every year by taking classes and all on his own. And 2 or 3 of his students every year, they qualify for IPS. So one gentleman with a service-oriented this thing can get 2 or 3 every year into the IPS. So we have about 100 or 150 officers in Telangana who have retired or who are still working. All of them, if they form an organization, come together and start having sessions with the students. They are living examples. Students get motivated with them. Now, for example, Mr. A.K. Khan Sahib is there, a very eminent Muslim
Personality,
officer.
very true.
His son is also an IAS officer. So if they stand up and say, no, we are an example, you guys need to work hard, you can come and these are the ways, these are this thing, and I will support, I will take classes and all this. A lot of people will be encouraged and motivated. So we have to, as a community, request all these gentlemen to spare some time, one day a month, and have sessions for students who are from 10th class onwards. Explain what is IAS, what is IPS, or what is Group 1, what is Group 2, and encourage them. And then the community needs to get some funds together. People like me and people this thing, they should 50,000 or 25,000 per month we pull in, and then start one center, fully equipped, fully with the staff to train all these people. Definitely they will see results in 2-3 years, and this result is there. But the problem with us is we don't have unity. We don't want to do something together. Everybody wants to have his own flag. Distribute one meal and put up in the Facebook. Distribute 10 meals and fill up in the Facebook. This is the thing that has become the trend. There's no silent service or there is no organized service. It is all self-publicity. Most of them, I will not say all of them, but at least most of them, which is definitely not required and not well received by the community and not also allowed in Islam.
Very true, sir. Sir, is there any one valuable suggestion you want to give to the youth? Like, they have to transform. I do understand there are a lot of barriers, a lot of obstacles. I completely understand. But can we transform? Is there any specific valuable suggestion from your side so that, it should get into them?
I can only appeal to them to study hard and have a target. Whatever they like, they want to become a doctor, they want to become an engineer, they want to become IES, IPS or chartered accountant. Everything is good. Everything is respectable. They can do that. But when you're talking to young minds, it is the parents who need to be targeted. The teachers need to be targeted. Up to 10th class, the teachers play a very important role. So my appeal would be to the teachers to spare some time from the syllabus and also talk to the students, explain their career opportunities, mold them into that career, and then when they go into intermediate, they should select that syllabus.
Brilliant.
Until they do that, they cannot go up. Now, if it's a doctor, he has to suggest sciences. If it is a chartered accountant, he wants to go into commerce, he has to go for commerce. So these decisions are taken at the 10th or 9th at least. So at that stage, every school should have a session, if at least once a month, where parents are called, students are called, and eminent people are called to talk to them and explain to them. And then the students should give their option what they want to do. According to the option, they should be guided to a better college.
Fantastic. I completely understand, sir. It's a great respect the way you answered. Sir, one thing what I want is, we have spoken about the education, about the minorities, I got to know a lot of funds are coming, but it's not properly, you're reaching to the concerned person. A lot of people are deprived.
Yes.
What is the reason, sir? Is this something going some different
Again,
way?
awareness. The awareness levels are very low. We don't have patience. We don't want to stand in queue. We want everything to be served in a plate.
Very true.
We don't want to go and fight for our rights. We will ask once, if they don't give, we will kick it out. That is how our mentality is. We will not go and file an application. All the application time now, the gentleman, 30th is the last date for scholarships. And people like him are holding seminars, working.
Very true.
Why should they do that? The student themselves should go and file a scholarship. They should file their application. They are all tech savvy. Every young guy of 10th knows how to operate a computer, how to operate a phone. They can file their applications, they can demand for the, basically there are two things in what I have learned in this thing. Until there is a demand, the government doesn't give.
Very true.
If you say I want 100 crores and you don't use 100 crores, then the government reduces the allocation to 80 crores. If you don't use 80, they will reduce to 50. But if you use all 100, then they increase it to 120.
Brilliant. Very true. Very true.
So unless you take the whole thing out, you will not get it. And that is the major problem. First of all, they will say we are not aware. If they are aware, if they are made aware, they will say we don't have time to apply. If they apply, if they say we can't run around. On the other hand, you see the other communities, they make their application in time. They make number of visits. They stand in queues. They demand their rights. If their rights are not given, their leaders go and talk to this thing. The community elders get into the whole system and demand the thing. So they get more benefits than we get benefits. So that is something needs to be corrected, not by me or you, but by the whole community together. They should realize that until we ask, until we demand, we will not get what is due.
Very true, sir. I completely say, great. Thank you for that. Sir, what steps do you think present government is taking?
Every government takes appeasement.
Okay.
No government will do something concrete. Now, they will try to appease the community and keep them happy. But what I would like to have is schemes like our schools, which Telangana government has done, that is appreciable, where the students are being given education free of cost. They are being given quality education. Mr. A.K. Hansab is leading this thing. Mr. Shafiullah is there. They are doing excellent work. There are thousands of lakhs of students today studying. So this is what we require. We require solid education We require solid financial support. Most of the 50% of our community are in debt trap with money lenders, and they take money for medical treatment, education, shadi, walima, chitti, chilla, everything they borrow money. They are in trap. So the government should get them out of that trap, because what they are earning is going towards interest, which they should not happen. Then
So do you have any suggestion for that?
Minority Finance Corporation is there.
Okay.
So what Minority Finance Corporation does is it takes one huge amount, takes applications and gives away the money in 1 week's time without any proper verification or anything. 10 तुम ले लो, 15 तुम ले लो, 20 लोन तुम ले लो, ऐसा. So that should not happen. Minority Finance Corporation should function like a bank. Always money should be available in the corporation. Application should be taken, well vetted, received, proper committee should be there. And then the small traders should be also given loans on a daily basis. If I want to run a kela bandi or bhonska bandi or run some toys bandi or something, I should be given 10,000 rupees, which I will return back in the evening or in a week's time. And then they don't go into a trap of money lending. Out of 10, one may default, no problem. When you are giving so much subsidy, default can also be adjusted by the government.
Very true.
So these are the things which we have to do. Every mahalla should have a branch of this corporation. Every locality should have one small branch, and that branch NGOs should be involved. The NGOs should take responsibility of collection. Like a gentleman like him, if he sits in one of the branch and says, I know this person, you give it to him, I will get the responsibility, and he signs a bond, that guy will be under tremendous pressure to pay back.
Very true.
So these type of innovative schemes have to be brought in. The community should be educated. Bank is the major requirement. We don't have any bank. It is so frustrating that a community which is about 18% or 17% of the population does not have a proper bank, does not have a proper TV channel, does not have a proper pan-India newspaper. We are lacking on all this. Until and unless we cover up all this, it won't work out.
Brilliant, sir. So finally, what about this COVID? Do you think anything a lot of children's, in this education sector, everywhere there are some hurdles. So
we have suffered. It is a pandemic. People have suffered. Everybody has suffered. Education has gone back by 1 year, mostly.
Very true.
Yeah. So we need to work hard. We need to cope up with it. Alhamdulillah, chances are that there will be a vaccine very shortly, or which is given to all the students and elders and all. So we will come out of it, but this year is gone for education, financial, everything. So 1 year you need to cover up in the coming years by doing hard work.
MashaAllah, that was, in fact, it's a great privilege and honor, sir. I'll tell you one thing, what Mr. Abid Rasool Khan Sahab had clearly, explicitly had explained what is the reason why minorities are not getting proper job. The reason what he narrated is absolutely fantastic. What he meant to say is that when they are in graduation, they'll wake up and they think that if we get 10 to 15, 20,000 job, that's enough for us. What sir had insisted that if at all they are in 10th standard or 11th standard, if they concentrate on their career, definitely it will be a transformation. If only they think for a short goals, then definitely it will be a hand to mouth. Apart from that, what sir had mentioned was very fantastic. Awareness is the key. Most of the people, when government is announcing a lot of awareness, but they're not able to get it, and later on they try to. Apart from that, what the best part I like was consistency is not there. If at all government is announcing some schemes, if they have to do some consistent job, if they've got to go, stay, talk to the concern, once, twice they will try, after that they will give up. What sir had recommended that be a consistent person, until and unless you receive, then you can form a conclusion. That was the brilliant thing. As far as jobs, what sir has told is, only doctors, engineer. There are a lot of opportunities, a lot of options are there. They can be into army, they can be a great businessman, they can be a sports person, they can be the best person in the things. All the things what they are doing is half-heartedly. What sir had mentioned is, if you are 100% involved, then things will be open. That's since I'm in front of sir, what sir had spoken, I'm just concluding. It was a brilliant, and I can tell you guys, if at all you can listen, if you can go through this viewership, definitely it will be a transformation to your life. I mean, in fact, the knowledge, the experience what sir had got, he had told very clearly there should be an best of the best newspaper where we don't have a lot of things which we are trying to do individually. I mean, if at all we come to collectively, definitely. And sir has given example of, I mean, Mr. Mahesh Bhagawat is the commissioner for Rajakonda branch. What he had sir told that the knowledge what he has got, he is transforming 2 to 3 IS officer. Why don't we all, if we can pull up and consolidate, definitely we can do great things to our respected country, that is India. So by this, I just want to say a big thank you. The personality what I met, it's a tremendous. I am very thankful for you, sir. Thank you very much.